Good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas. As you all probably know, and for those of you who don't, normally on Christmas Eve, I would call all the kids up in a big circle around me and read them a story during the Christmas Eve service. But with things being as they are this year, that just really wasn't possible. However, it doesn't change the fact that I still have a story that I would like to share with you and your family. So, we're going to read it right now. Over the past few weeks on Sunday mornings with our kids, we've been talking all about the promises that God made throughout years of history in the Bible that foretold the coming of the Messiah, the coming of Jesus. And so today I just have this short book that I'd like to share with your kids and with you as a family. And for anybody who's watching, it's just called The Christmas Promise. Will you read it with me? Let's go. A long, long time ago, so long that it's hard to imagine, God promised a new king. He wasn't any ordinary king like the ones we see on TV or in books. He would be different. He would be a new king, a rescuing king, a forever king. And do you know what? One precious night, God kept his Christmas promise. Would you like to know how he did it? The Christmas story starts with an angel. Whoosh! He came from God to see Mary. The angel had a special message. Mary, you're going to have a baby. He will be a special baby. God promises that your baby is going to be king. Not for a little time, but forever and ever. He will be the forever king. Mary was going to marry Joseph, so God sent another angel. Whoosh! He came to see Joseph. The angel had a special message. Mary is going to have a very special baby, the angel said to Joseph. Her baby is going to be king and will rescue his people. He will be a rescuing king. God had promised that this new king would be born in a little city called Bethlehem. And that's where Mary and Joseph went. But Bethlehem was very busy with lots and lots and lots of people. So, when the baby was born, he had to sleep in a manger instead of a bed. All the other mangers in Bethlehem held food for hungry animals to munch. But this manger held a tiny baby. He was God's special new king. The shepherds in the field had such a surprise. It was quiet and dark, and the sheep were snoozing when whoosh! An angel popped into the sky. Now the sky was bright, and the shepherds were so scared. But the angel had a special message for them. Don't be afraid. I have wonderful, good news for you, the angel said. God's chosen king has been born tonight. He is going to rescue his people, just as God promised. He will be the rescuing king. Then lots and lots of other excited angels joined in to celebrate. The shepherds were really excited. They went rushing to see the new king. And there he was, lying in a manger, just as the angel said. But they weren't the only ones who had heard the good news about the promised new king. Some wise men living far, far away had also been sent a message. It was quiet and dark, and they were watching the stars when, say it with me, whoosh! A new star popped into the sky. The star had a special message, and the wise men knew what it meant. A very special king had been born, the king for all God's people. This child was the promised new king. The wise men were so excited. So they went on a long journey to see the new king. And there he was, just as the star had shown them. Everything God promised came true. There are lots and lots of different kings in the world, But God sent the greatest king of all. He sent a new king, a rescuing king, a forever king. And do you know what this king's name is? Of course you do. His name is Jesus. I have loved getting to share with our kids about God's promises over these last few weeks. I love this story because it so easily sums up the fact that God has literally always kept his promises. He kept every promise that he made about who the Messiah would be, how he would arrive, what he would do. Every single aspect of it came true. And Jesus is the only person who fulfilled every single one of those promises. And so my prayer for you on this Christmas day is this. Let's remember that this season, this day, is not contingent upon presents or stockings or bells or carols or cookies or candy canes or even getting together with our family. We love those things, sure. I love those things. But that's not what Christmas is about. Christmas is about Jesus. It's about the fact that God made us a promise that in spite of our sin, we would be reconciled to him, that he would make a way for our sins to be forgiven. He would make a way for us to return back to him, to be in the presence of his holiness and bask in that for eternity, to be free of pain and sadness and tears and any horrible thing that life can throw at us. And let's be honest, this year has thrown a lot hard at all of us. But Jesus is the answer for all of that. God made us a promise that we would have a new king, a rescuing king, a forever king. That's what this day is about. So take time today, in spite of anything that you might or might not be doing, to just dwell on and focus in on the fact that Jesus is King. Without that, we have absolutely nothing to celebrate. And we can be so very thankful for the fact that we do have something to celebrate, not just on this day, but every day. Hope was born some 2,000 years ago in a manger as a little baby. His name is Jesus, and we have a lot to be thankful for. Merry Christmas to you and your family. We at the church pray that you are blessed in this season and hope that you know how very deeply loved that you are. God bless you.